Hey, I kind of like this because
Welcome to the Movie Madhouse. I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
Buddy, I feel so bad. Why don't you write cue cards and just throw the titles up as we go?
I did think of that, but I didn't.
Love Actually style.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man.
Oh, it's been too long, guys.
It's been 4 weeks.
It's been way too long, but holidays, life stuff.
Yes.
But happy friggin' New Year.
Yes. Happy 2025. Yeah. It seems so weird to say that.
Yeah. I surprisingly have not stumbled over writing 2025 in dates on paperwork at work. Like I have not tripped up myself yet. I've been fine with it. So normally it takes a few days to catch on, right?
I haven't had to write any checks yet for CKX, so I think it'll kick in once I do that. That's when it'll be like, oh yeah, wrong year, dude.
Yeah. And that can cause a problem with the bank.
Yeah, no doubt. This check's too old. Save. So have you been there, James, other than, horse?
And this is just since Friday.
Oh, really?
I think I picked something up late last week, and the later it got on Friday night, the worse my voice got. So this has just been through this weekend.
That's your body going, you haven't podcasted in a while. Oh, there's one coming up. Let's muck that up.
I know, right?
Yeah.
The one we're looking forward to the most.
Exactly. Down you go. All right. I will finish typing. Go. Because today is the top 10 movies of 2024.
Yep.
This was, I binged, I think, about 11 movies in the last week just to try and add my numbers.
I think I'm at like 5, 6 for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I sat down. It was like Christmas Eve, I think. And I'm sitting there and Tally was over and I'm like, yeah, I got to do my top of 2024. And I'm not even sure if I watched 10 movies kind of thing. And so we're going through a list. We're going, oh yeah. Okay. I basically watched one a month up until like November.
I have to admit, that was me too. And that's because of my Cinepass, that Cineclub pass that I have.
Okay.
I get a free movie. So I go.
Okay.
But I didn't go much beyond that. So I was sitting the same thing.
Well, then Tally gave me a list of like 3 or 4. He's like, you really should watch these ones. So I did. I watched the ones that he definitely recommended and got a few more in.
There were a couple I watched I didn't think I would, but it's like, okay, it's 2024. Boom, I'll throw it in. One of them was called A Different Man with Sebastian Stan. And it's about a gentleman that's all disfigured, like growths and stuff. Like it's a natural, like it's a guy that plays him. Right. Because that's what caught my eye when I was going through IMDb. It's like this guy it looks like the guy from Mask, but he has a credit. It's like, what movie is that in? And I checked it with Sebastian Stan, A Different Man, and it had 7.5 or something on IMDb. And it's like, that's high.
I haven't heard of that one.
So I started watching. I didn't get to finish it, but it was good.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
No, that one had no radar.
Well, let's get into this one then. Number 10. Let's start off fun.
So in total, I watched 20 movies from 2024. So I was able to make my list easy, but putting them in how do I rank them? By are they a really good movie, or do I rate it on like, oh, I liked it so much I'm gonna rewatch it. So I had to kind of balance that stuff. So I may not entirely rewatch a few of these, the early ones, but there's a chance I might. My number 10 is Strange Darling.
Oh, I didn't get around to what that one. My friend Dalton kept recommending it to me.
Both my boys, both of them. This one had a lot of hype. It's got Willa Fitzgerald, I think is her last name. She was in the first season of Reacher. That's the only thing I know her from.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the dude's name, but it's a thriller horror.
Kyle Gallner.
That's his name. Yes. And it's-
Interesting note. The cinematographer is Giovanni Ribisi.
Oh, I did
What?
hear. I thought he just produced it. I didn't realize he was a cinematographer.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's this weird like thriller horror. Horror is kind of questionable how dark it gets, but it's about a serial killer. But it's non-linear. There's 6 chapters, and they start at like chapter 3, then they jump back to chapter 1, then they go to chapter 4, and like it bounces around quite a bit.
Interesting.
And it is really freaking good. It had a lot of hype. I remember hearing buzz. I kept hearing that name, but both my boys were hyping it, and that's one of the ones I watched like a week ago, and god damn was it good.
Nice. Alfonso's there. Hey guys, happy new year.
Yeah, Alfonso.
Then he said, sorry about the question mark on hi guys, supposed to be an exclamation mark. Yeah, I was wondering, it's like, hi guys? It's like, he's not quite sure he wants to talk to us yet. It's new into the year. That's crazy. And interesting that Giovanni was the cinematographer.
Yeah, I thought he was just a producer. Like I knew I saw his name attached to it.
I watched that Rebel Moon, right? By Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
He was cinematographer on that too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I didn't know that.
So you usually hear about actors getting into more producing and directing. You don't hear them getting into cinematography like that.
Exactly. What was the other one that was wonky? Oh, Woman of the Year with Anna Kendrick.
No, don't know that one.
Executive producer Brad Pitt.
Oh,
I had no idea.
well, see, now executive producer, that's usually just somebody who put money into it.
Yeah, they throw cash. Here,
Right.
go make a movie.
Because didn't we have a film in the festival last year that had like a Hollywood?
Abigail Breslin was an executive producer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's very true. All right, James, what do you got? I saw you to drink.
It's Fresca.
Burn the throat.
Well, I hope you'll excuse it because of the sound of my throat, but let's start this off right. The Crow.
oh, you're the one person who watched it.
Something happened. We have a technical difficulty. James is no longer on the show. Dude. Seriously?
He's the one person who watched it.
Seriously. This reimagining of the comic, I've never read the comic, but
That's why you like it.
I thought it was a cool movie, and I thought it was different enough than the 90s movie that you weren't constantly comparing it to it.
Except
And I
everybody
thought-
did, and that's why they didn't go see it.
Well, and that's their loss. I thought Bill Skarsgård did a great job. Danny Houston did a great job. FKA Twigs, whatever her name is, I thought she did a good job. I enjoyed it a lot.
You're the only person I know who has actually watched it. I don't know anybody. Nobody in my circle has actually watched that movie.
Well, then you should have been the one.
No, hell no. I prefer to watch good movies.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
Yep.
And I will stop there.
I have no doubt that Skarsgård did well because Skarsgård's good and everything. But I just can't. I can't do it. I did not like what I saw with the trailer. So
It's the only thing that draws me back is there is only 2 things similar to the graphic novel: the names of the characters and a horse wrapped in barbed wire at the beginning. Nothing else in that graphic novel is in that movie. But like I said, I'm glad James enjoyed, because that's what films are for, is to make people enjoy them. And it worked in James's case.
there we go. Yes. Congratulations.
Of course, we'll come back up later. You understand that.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
So what's your number 10?
Well, again, and man, I might take the same flack James is taking right now. My number 10 is Kraven the Hunter.
Really?
I really enjoyed that film.
Okay. I haven't been to the theater in months, so I have not seen it.
It is
That's-
not.
That's my number 7.
Is it? Yeah, it's not the Kraven from the comic, really. But they did such a cool origin of this Kraven, as well as some other characters, right? I can't say too much without, plot points. But it was, and Aaron Taylor Johnson was great,
The action was pretty awesome.
Yeah, like
So why did it fail?
Because it's a villain that they're trying to make. They're trying to make the Kraven into a Punisher
Okay.
or a Venom.
Okay.
The only problem is the Punisher is doing bad for good,
Mm-hmm.
and Venom actually was good during parts of the comic runs.
No, that's what Lethal Protector was all about.
Kraven has never been a good guy, right?
No, not that I've ever heard.
No, what was the other one that Morbius? He's never been a good guy.
Morbius wasn't?
No,
I thought he was.
no, always a bad guy.
Oh,
The doctor that started it had good intentions, but Morbius
I
himself.
thought Morbius was a good guy. Like he worked alongside Blade and stuff. Like
Maybe this is stuff I haven't read then.
I don't know. What little I knew of him, I didn't collect any of those comics. I just remember seeing him Midnight Suns. I thought he was a part of that stuff. Like,
Oh, maybe he was. But see, again, there's a lot of the darker characters.
yes,
Right.
yeah.
Alfonso said not seen it, not good reviews of the movie. No, there
yeah.
wasn't. But I think that's why.
It actually hasn't it beaten Madam Web for worst reception?
Yeah, for opening.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and I blame that on Sony's tradition of comic book characters.
Yeah.
You know?
They do have a history, yes.
So yeah, but I got to be honest, I probably wouldn't have gone to see it, but they released Sony on their YouTube channel the first 8 minutes of the film,
Ah, okay.
and that shows Kraven going into a prison, killing a guy, and breaking out. And
Okay.
I'm watching it, going, that's actually damn good,
All right.
because it changed my son's mind too. Cam, he's like, you know what? Maybe I do want to see this. So
Okay.
we went and saw it together, and even he went, yeah. Hey, there's Kathy. How
Hi.
you doing?
Hello.
I like the fireworks for her display. That's cool. Not this one. This is just Alfonso.
It's just Alfonso.
You're right. It is the Alfonso. Morbius started as an anti-hero. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe I'm not as right about Morbius as I thought I was. But Kraven, no. Kraven's never been a good guy.
I've never heard of him doing anything anti-hero like.
No.
He's always been a villain that I remember. Even when I was collecting Spider-Man comics, he was just a villain.
The closest I think he came was Kraven's Last Hunt. And that's when he killed Spider-Man, took over the Spider-Man role,
Oh,
and
okay.
tried to be better than him.
I've heard of the story, but I didn't know anything about it.
Oh, such a great story. Oh. If they're going to do a Kraven movie, that's the one they need to do.
Well,
Anyway.
maybe they should start with the end.
Basically, yeah. All right, Jason, number 9.
My number 9 it had to be Deadpool and Wolverine. You know, because what they did was just so perfect for me.
That's my number 4.
Yeah, I knew it was going to make my number. I have not rewatched it at home yet, just because I've been watching other stuff and whatnot. But I do want to, and I will. But Deadpool Wolverine it tickles all my funny bones, and just they
Even
just
Alfonso. Yep.
so damn good.
I've rewatched it about 6 times.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. Like I enjoy it. It had that in theater bang,
Yes,
you know,
Mhm.
but it doesn't have that anymore, but it's still fun to watch.
Sure. And I know I'll probably rewatch it soon, and yeah, I'm still gonna love it. So yeah, that's my number 9.
James loved it, right? Notice he's not drinking. He's not.
Yeah. You know, see, he hadn't said it's his number, whatever. So
No, I was noticing that. Well, James, what is your number 9?
My number 9. I just watched this just on the weekend. It was the last one I was able to squeeze in. As Furiosa, Mad Max Saga. Finally watched it. It was that or Strange Darling.
You should have picked Strange Darling over Furiosa, but you do you.
Actually, it was good.
It was
good, but I had issues with the timing of it and how it ended and whatnot. But I did enjoy it. It was a fun watch. It's but it didn't make my top 10.
It was very well done, I thought.
It was still good, yes.
Yeah.
Again, I watched 20 movies from 2024, and none of them were bad.
Mm-hmm.
They were all at least good. You know what I mean?
So you didn't see Madam Web then, did you?
I have not.
Alfonso said, "What? Deadpool, that was my number 2, as it was one of the 2 movies that I watched in the theaters in 2024.
Oh, if we go by what I watched in the theater, I don't know if any of these make the list outside of Deadpool and
Well, wait,
Wolverine.
I'm wondering what his number 1 is then. If Deadpool and Wolverine's number 2, what's the other one that you watched in the theater that was better?
Well, he can tell us when we get to number 1.
Exactly. Oh, my turn.
Yes,
Actually,
your turn.
Mine I just watched last week too,
Okay.
and I've been wanting to watch it. Another Sebastian Stan movie, The Apprentice.
Nice.
Okay.
That was such a good movie.
Yeah.
The movie
Yeah.
they tried to stop.
Yep.
Yep. But yeah, it chronicles Trump right from the late 70s, early 80s up until about mid 80s.
Okay.
Right when he goes to write his book. Well, he actually sits across the table
Write
from the guy
his
that
book.
writes his book. Yeah. But Sebastian Stan was amazing.
That's what I heard. He had a lot of hype for the role.
The mannerisms, the whole bit,
Oh.
you know. And then there was the guy who played Roy Cohn. I can't remember his name, but Roger Stone, one of the people connected to Trump at that point,
Lawyer or something. Yeah.
yeah, said when he watched it, he said it was uncanny watching this guy because he felt like he was watching Roy Cohn.
Okay.
That's how good this guy was.
Wow.
But oh my god, yeah, so good.
Yeah. I don't know. It's the material. I don't know if I would really want to, but maybe someday. I don't know.
I just watched it as a movie because
Okay.
I am not a fan.
Oh no.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'd heard so much, and I saw an interview with Sebastian Stan and the gentleman who played Roy Cohn. I can't remember his name. Oh, Joey something, I think. And they were talking about how they got into roles and stuff like that. And it goes, this I gotta see. And then once people, they're trying to stop it. Oh, that's it. I gotta watch it now. That's the whole thing. Don't do it. Okay, I'm doing it.
One of the things that goes to like something Stephen King. He reposts this all the time. It's like if they're banning books they don't want you to see, maybe you should run out and see what they don't want you to see.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. All right, number 8. Jason.
Number 8, this going down the list of movies that came out, I forgot it came out this year. Prey.
Was that this year?
That was this year.
No, this is a different Prey.
It's a different Prey?
Yeah, I looked it up on Wikipedia, and there was a movie called Prey that came out this year, but it wasn't the Predator one.
It's not? That
No.
screws up my list entirely.
Oh, Ryan Felipe and Emil Hirsch.
Oh my God, that screws up my list then. Well, hold on. Then let me, I'm going to pull a quick audible then.
Well, wait. A young couple is compelled to leave their Christian missionary station in the Kalahari Desert after being threatened with death by an extremist militant gang. After crashing their aircraft, they must battle man and beast for their lives.
No. Okay. So,
Dude, it
okay.
could work.
Not that one.
Not
No,
that one?
No. I will pull one of my honorable mentions. It kind of screws up the list, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to go with then Beverly Hills Cop Axel F.
I did not get to watch that.
No, me neither.
All the nostalgia buttons, but it was fresh. You know, like, yes, they hit all the classic stuff and all the homage stuff was there, but it brought a breath of fresh air to it. So good.
I like it.
And it's in my, well, I want to say honorable mentions, but I got the full list of all the movies I watched. So, so yeah, we'll throw that in there then. Because yeah, Eddie was great again. It's like he put on an old glove and it still fit perfectly, kind of thing, you know. And Paul Reiser was back. Both Talbot and like Judge Reinhold and the other dude, even though he passed away afterwards, they were both back in it. Yeah, it is really, really good. If you like Beverly Hills Cop, particularly Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2, we don't talk about 3. They even make a great joke in it about 3.
Didn't happen.
But well, no, it did. They make a brief line in the film, like say, yeah, but something happened in like 97 or something. But yeah, but like it's a brief one line of dialogue to reference it.
They acknowledge it.
So,
okay.
But yeah, I'll go with that for my number 8.
Might have to watch it. All right, then, James, number 8.
My number 8 is Rebel Ridge.
Rebel.
This was a Netflix movie starring the guy who's playing the upcoming Hal Jordan, I believe.
Oh, Hal Jordan. Okay.
It's his name.
I don't know who's playing Hal Jordan. I haven't heard.
Rebel Ridge. Aaron Pierce. Aaron
Yeah.
Pierre.
Aaron Pierre, African American actor. He was in that weird TV limited series, The Underground Railroad, and he's actually, sorry, not African American. He's British, I think. Anyway, he's coming into town to bail out his brother, who's been arrested. He's in prison, and he's going to be transferred to. He's in jail. He's going to be transferred to prison. And right off the bat, he gets run off the road by the cops. He gets his money seized. The corrupt sheriff, Don Johnson, in town is rubbing him the wrong way. And it sort of comes to a head. And it's just like, okay, this police force that's very Southern, very racist, is coming up against a guy that they are not prepared to deal with. And it's like gradually throughout the movie, you find out the Aaron Pierre's background and find out who he actually is. So it was really, really well done.
Why do I know the name Anna Sophia Robb?
Bridge to Terabithia.
That's what it is. Yes. Okay.
And she was in that movie, Soul Surfer, where the true story about the girl who got the arm bit off by the shark.
That's right. That's it. I haven't seen Road to Terabithia, but I have seen that. And I just checked. The show's called Lanterns, and he's playing Jon Stewart.
Yes,
Jon Stewart. Sorry.
Okay, that's what threw me off. Because we're not going to get a Hal Jordan Green Lantern. We're supposed to be getting a Jon Stewart in that show, but they might also connect it with the Supergirl movie that's coming.
Yeah, and
we get Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner.
Sweet, interesting.
Unfortunately,
Stop it.
No. Did you see like the comic artist called his portrayal in that trailer atrociously stupid?
Well, Guy Gardner is kind of.
I actually had a discussion with Chris at GME about that. He's a big Guy Gardner fan, and yes, they got the hair wrong.
Oh well, no, not if you go back to Justice League Europe.
No, yes, they did. It's too long on the sides.
Is it?
That's Chris's argument. The bowl cut should be there, yes, but it's supposed to be shaved on the sides. It's supposed to be a full bowl cut, not with long sides.
Well, Aaron Pierre was also in Krypton, the TV show.
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah, so he's a DC boy, it looks like.
Yep.
What do we got here? From Green Lantern. Yeah, he's in a show called Lanterns. It's not out yet. When is it due out? Let me just click on this.
That's probably a couple years away. Like 26, probably.
Because they got episodes in here already.
Oh, really? Well, I didn't think it was that far along in production.
Let me see here. Episodes. Let's see if it gives a date. No, it doesn't give a date. So I'm guessing by the end of this year, or like you said, maybe the beginning of next year.
Now, other DC note just to throw it there: Jason Momoa, Lobo.
I thought you'd like that.
Hell yeah.
That's exciting. Okay, my number 8 is a homegrown one that blew up and has kind of become huge all over the States.
Okay.
In a Violent Nature.
I have not checked it out. I've been very curious.
So cool. Because it's all from the killer's perspective.
Oh.
I think I saw a clip from it where there's a girl like running in the woods and she gets to a cliff and he comes up and shoves something through her, kind of thing.
That's a combination of 2 clips. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's Rye Barrett. He plays Johnny. And he wasn't the first guy. No, they did like 4 weeks of filming. And then something medically happened to the guy. So they're going, okay, it's a guy in a suit. We'll get someone with the same build, throw him in. And the director's like looking, going, Rye does not even walk like this. He doesn't act like this. So they ended up reshooting the whole thing, which the director liked because they went to Northern Ontario. I don't know where they were filming originally, but he didn't want to really do it there.
Right.
So they went back to Northern Ontario where he's from and they shot it all there.
So yeah, Rye showgirled the guy, pushed him down the stairs. Yeah. Okay.
I guess.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. But yeah, that movie has had a lot of hype. You know me with horror movies, though. They're not my big go-to, but that one's been on my radar for a while.
And this is a horror movie.
Oh, yes,
I'll
it is.
put it that way. All right. right, Jason, number 7.
My number 7, and this one I know came out this year. The rest of my list is fine. All right.
Okay.
But this is one of the ones that Tally was hyping big time to me. Honora.
I've heard good things about this.
The lead actress, I think, is getting a lot of award buzz and stuff, but I don't think she won at the Golden Globes last night. I don't think so. But it's really good. It's a comedy drama ish. Like it's comedy, but it's not laugh out loud funny. It's about a stripper / prostitute who ends up hooking up with this like Russian kid, like a young Russian dude. And then on a whirlwind romance, they get married. And he hadn't told his parents. So once his parents find out, well, then the family shows up because that's marriage is not allowed or whatever. And when what you think is going to happen isn't quite what happens. Like I without saying any more, it's really, really good. The lead actress is fantastic in it. Like everybody's good in it. A lot of like Russian dialogue, so a lot of subtitles.
Yeah.
But it's set in New York, and like the lead actress is really good. But she's so good because I really started to like dislike her and almost hate her by the end of the movie.
Oh, really?
Because she's that good at what the character is going through and how she reacts and what she does. And the ending kind of pissed me off a little bit, and that was the point. But they were just explaining something. They were kind of showing something about her character in that moment. So yeah, it's really, really good. Like Russian gangsters, but are they kind of situation? Yeah.
I like it.
It's fun. It's not a super laugh out loud funny, but it is really fun. Really funny. It is
funny.
fun.
Have to check that one out. That does sound good. You haven't seen that one, James?
No. I've heard a lot about it recently.
It's got 7.9 on IMDb, which is good.
Yep.
Okay, James is number 7. We know Craven.
Yep.
And my number 7. It's one that sadly we will not get a sequel to now.
No.
But after watching it, I kind of wish it would. It's called Wolves.
Wolves.
Oh, I kept meaning to watch that.
And Brad Pitt, they play cleaners. Okay. And they're both called in on this one accident that a congressperson has and kind of forced to work together.
Okay.
So it's a comedy of sorts, but it is so cool the way they play these characters.
And why won't there be a sequel?
Because it was through Apple TV and it was supposed to have a huge theatrical release. And that was part of the stipulation. The director came on and he said he would do a sequel, started writing the sequel. And then Apple pulled an audible like a month before and did limited theatrical runs and put it on Apple TV.
Okay.
And so he quit on the spot.
Okay. Well,
and yet Apple still marketed it as the guy was writing a sequel.
Okay.
So yeah, it was John Watts, the guy who did the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
Okay. I do remember hearing a bit of that story. Like I didn't realize that was the movie with Clooney, but
yep.
Okay.
Because they were mad.
Yeah. How many different movies and stars have been screwed over by that stuff?
Yeah, sadly, streaming is a new animal, and it's going to take a few years.
It's not a new animal anymore.
It's still in the new stage because it's not contracts normally. Like it's just now being added to everything.
Yeah, that's part of what the strikes was about, was streaming and whatnot. Yeah,
exactly.
Yes, okay.
Because right now, like when Jeff Voorhees came up, he goes, "Oh, I still get royalty checks every once in a while." And is it from streaming? He goes, "No, only if it's on, syndicated television."
Okay.
Because streaming does not count. So yeah, it's new to contracts. You're right. It's not new, but
all right.
Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, it was so much fun.
Wolves.
Yep.
All right.
Definitely check it out.
Put that one on my radar.
Number 6, Jason.
I love me some Guy Ritchie movies.
Uh-oh.
The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Oh, I missed it.
Oh, it is. It's fun. It's Henry Cavill. It's Alan Richardson. I can't remember who else was in it. I haven't rewatched it since I watched the first time, but I will be because it was a lot of fun. Just some British special forces, but very special because they're not like normal soldiers at all, just messing and killing Germans and Nazis left and right.
See, that's how can you go wrong with the movie?
Alan Ritchson's actually a Swede or something, and he's very happy and jovial while he's killing Nazis.
There's a reason Indiana Jones did so well in 1 and 3. Okay, I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah. Any movie that they make fun of punching Nazis, it's got to be good, right?
Absolutely. All right, James, what do you got for number 6?
Number 6. I don't see a lot of crossover on the rest of this list for us. I don't know. I don't remember hearing how you guys felt about this movie, but I enjoyed it. My wife did not. It's Joker Folie à Deux.
Haven't watched it.
I have not watched it.
Nope.
Oh.
The negative hype against it has kept me away from it.
Actually, what kept me away from it is I love the ambiguity of the first one, and I don't want it destroyed.
Well, except that the first one is not so ambiguous anymore, according to Todd Phillips.
It's extremely ambiguous. You don't know what was real and what wasn't in that film.
No, he tells you, because you know that his relationship with the Zazie Beetz was not real. But he tells you, like, he's on trial for 5 murders, which is like the 3 guys on the subway, the guy in his apartment, and what was there was one other person, but he mentions that he also killed his mother that nobody knew about. The only thing that they don't refer to is the therapist at the end of the first Joker.
Yeah. That
you imply they killed. That's not even mentioned. He's not on trial for killing her. So that's about the only thing in the movie that possibly most likely didn't happen. The rest of the stuff, it's like, no, this happened.
Not to me, it didn't, because I haven't watched the second one.
Nope.
Therefore, none of that is in my universe. No.
Fair enough.
The one thing I heard about it is they shouldn't have made it a musical. Making it a musical is what hurt it the most.
I didn't mind the musical parts, but I can understand.
And like Gaga was great in it, but she's not in it enough.
She's in it a fair bit.
I guess if you're going to pitch Harley Quinn and Joker and it's not Harley Quinn and Joker all the time, yeah, people will get mad.
I'd like to think that even though a lot of people hated the movie or they didn't watch it, I'd like to think that most people would still agree that the trailer had probably one of the best shots in any movie this year out of everything. Was when they're on either side of the glass. And she draws with lipstick. She draws like the smile on the glass, and he sees it and he moves it over, and then he smiles through it.
That was cool. I will give you that 100%.
That's a good image. Yes.
Alfonso says the second one comes with Harley Quinn and more villains, right? I haven't watched it. I don't think so. I think it's just Joker and Harley.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not expanding a Batman universe in this.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with Batman.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be key. That's why just the inclusion of Harley Quinn.
Harvey Dent is in the movie. He's the prosecutor in the trial, but he hasn't. He's like Billy D. Williams in the first Batman. He's just Harvey Dent.
He's like, oh, I can't wait for the third one. What do you mean there's no third one? Yeah. I do want to watch it at some point. I was scared because I really liked how the first one ended, and I felt like, my God, it's a pick your own adventure.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know if I'll ever watch the second one, honestly.
Well, my number 6, if you have not watched, you've got to watch.
Okay.
I love Hugh Grant, but watching him in this movie was the creepiest thing ever. Heretic.
Oh,
I missed it.
I'd heard the title and like knew it was a horror movie, but I knew nothing about it. I just caught that Hugh Grant was in that recently. I'm watching like a Watch Mojo video.
Yep. Wow.
Okay.
This is not the Hugh Grant,
Well, I got that from the last movie I saw him in the
Yeah. My wife and I have been binging the Bridget Jones movies lately.
Oh, it's not that Hugh Grant.
Wow.
Not even close.
All right.
Oh, it's so good.
He can act, huh?
Yeah. And I can respect that because every time you see him in those movies, he's just that jolly Hugh Grant guy. But yeah,
like I said, the last movie I saw him in was The Gentleman, Guy Ritchie movie again, where he's like a sleazy journalist, a sleazy reporter dude, and which was a far cry from the Hugh Grant that we know. So he goes even farther with Heretic, and I heard good things about that one.
Oh yeah, I'm now curious what IMDb rates it here.
Heretic.
Tick. Yeah, here we go.
I thought he showed pretty great range in Cloud Atlas.
7.0.
So decent.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Two young religious women are drawn into a game of cat and mouse in a house of a strange man.
Yeah, I had not heard anything about the movie outside. I know it had hype when it came out until a video I saw recently, and I'm like, oh damn, okay, maybe I should check that one out.
Yep, very small cast, but again, so well done. And Topher Grace is in it.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Okay, good to see him getting.
Yep, to see him, but okay, that makes number 5.
Yeah.
Jason.
Well, Reynolds had to make on my list because Ryan Reynolds is just perfect in everything.
If
it's such a great just fantasy. It just plays with the heartstrings. It's so heartwarming and genuine.
If was fun.
Great.
If was fun.
Oh, I heard about this.
I've watched it twice. I saw it in the theater. We took Eden to see it, and she loved it. And we watched it at home, and it is really, really a great family flick.
It was cool because lately I have been getting Ryan Reynolds burnout just because it seems like any role he plays, it's the same dry wit character guy.
Yeah,
which is fun, but it's like, oh my God, can you do anything else?
Yeah,
and If was nice because it had an edge of that, but he was still had some acting in there.
Yep.
And yeah, I enjoyed that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard cutting that but I watched 40 movies.
Yeah, not much harder time than I did.
Yes. All right, James, what did you watch?
As number 5?
Yes.
Number 5. My number 5 is Horizon, an American Saga, Chapter 1, the Kevin Costner movie that he left Yellowstone.
That's my number 5.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yep. That was so good.
It is gorgeous. So well done. I mean, clearly it's in the title. It's Chapter 1, and it's clearly because it's like this story is going on, and it just cuts back and forth between all these stories. And then I was curious about the very end of the movie, and I read up on it, and it was confirmed that because all of a sudden you see this sort of montage, and it's sort of like this season on Yellowstone, and it has like this musical montage of all these things that are coming up. Well, this will be probably in the next, I guess, only in Chapter 2 because he hadn't made 3 and 4 yet.
I think they were in production on 2 and 3, but 2 is in post right now.
Yeah, I can't wait for number 2.
Yeah,
it's been delayed indefinitely, right?
But this is a 3-hour movie that feels like an hour and a half.
Really?
Because it's just flows. And like James said, there's this person and this person and this person. But by the time you get to the end, you see exactly how all these rivers are coming together. And now you're ready to start. But it's the end of the movie. So now you got to wait.
And every time you move to the other different story, it's just like, oh my God. At this point, you're recognizing somebody from Kevin Costner's past in each of these stories. Is like, holy shit, there's Will Patton he was in The Postman, and like, holy shit, there's this person and this.
Yeah, like the cast list, if we want to go on that is crazy. Danny Houston again, Giovanni Ribisi, Jenna Malone, Sam Worthington. There is so many different people in here. Who's the other? Michael Rooker.
Yeah.
So what hurt it then? Why did it not do very well in theaters?
Because it's a Western.
And it's 3 hours.
And it's 3 hours. Yeah.
Well, okay, we can't use the 3-hour thing because there's a movie that just come out.
No, because it's a 3-hour Western.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The combination of the two. Got it. Okay. Because The Brutalist apparently did really well at the Golden Globes, and my kid's really anxious to find that one. So, but it's a 3-hour movie with an intermission.
I haven't seen that in forever.
Yeah, I know. Because nobody does it. but they've actually put an intermission into this flick.
Yeah, because see, 2 hours and 10 minutes was pushing it for a Western with Unforgiven.
Right.
And so 3 hours. And if you're not a Western fan, I can picture that being a very slow movie.
Yeah, I'm not drawn to it. I just can't. I can't do it.
But yeah, I watched it twice.
I think my dad did watch it and he liked it, but I'm not a Western guy really. So well, I grew up with Star Wars, not Lone Ranger. So
James and I are together.
That's
good.
That's fun. A little creepy, but okay, that's fine.
But that lets us jump right to number 4, Jason.
Number 4, and honestly, I struggled possibly putting this higher. And I'm kicking myself that I did not watch this when it first dropped because I just watched it last week. Late Night with the Devil.
That's my number 3.
That, god damn, is it really good?
Oh, yeah.
David Dastmalchian just rushes it.
Oh, this movie is so boring.
What?
I call the movie Late Night with the Alien just because if you've seen the ending.
Oh, the 70s TV show aesthetic that they carried through
the cool part.
Was so well done. And
that
like
little girl was insanely good.
They built the tension perfectly. That the skeptic dude, like, man, you really wanted to punch him. And when he finally got his, oh yeah, it just, I'm kicking myself that I didn't watch it when it first dropped because it looked like the trailer had my attention. Like, and it's David Dastmalchian. The guy can do no wrong right now. So yeah.
I might need to watch it again. I don't know if I was paying 100% attention.
All I know is if you're an actor and you can make Polka Dot Man a cool guy, you've done something.
Yes.
Freaking Polka Dot Man.
Yeah. No, Late Night with the Devil. God damn, a good movie.
Good choice. James, number 4.
My number 4 is Land of Bad.
It's in my honorable mentions. I did watch that movie.
This movie is intense.
Yes, it's a really good, intense, like military ops flick.
Yeah, Russell Crowe is like a drone operator nicknamed the Reaper. You got Liam Hemsworth. Actually, you have Liam Hemsworth, and in a supporting role, Luke Hemsworth, the other brother.
Oh, I did. Yes, I do. Yep.
And Milo Ventimiglia, and they're like this squad sent in to rescue a CIA operative, and I think it almost comes down to just Liam Hemsworth and Milo Ventimiglia and the drone and Russell Crowe on the mic, trying to guide him through and protect him and stuff. So intense.
So it's kind of like Behind Enemy Lines.
Kind of, sort of.
Gene Hackman and Owen Wilson kind of thing.
Kind of, sort of, but like the drone aspect is a big part of it. Like the Russell Crowe aspect is really builds its own tension on top of what's going on with the actual operators. Like, yeah, and it was really, really well done.
You want to know a Russell Crowe story I just saw last night? Because the Norton Graham show?
Graham Norton?
Yeah.
Graham Norton, sorry, yeah. It was a clip from there, and he was on promoting a different film, okay?
Uh-huh.
And he goes, I was working on Proof of Life over in England, right? That's the one with Meg Ryan.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm on there. We're filming in this public school, one of the biggest public schools. He goes, I came off for a set, and this one guy was playing rugby. But he comes over to me, and all he asked me about was acting. And he goes, he answered some questions. And at the end, he goes, he took a picture of him from Gladiator. And it said, to Henry, every 1,000-mile journey begins with a single step, and gave him that picture. Later on, he's working on this film for 3 months. He finally walks up to this one actor and says, do I know you? And he goes, do you remember shooting at that school and that little boy came up and talked to you? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, that was me.
Oh, wow.
Henry Cavill.
Oh, shit. I was thinking no, it can't be Cavill. What?
Yep.
Damn.
It was him.
He inspired Superman.
Yeah. But he goes, are you sure it was me? He goes, yeah. He goes, what did I say? He goes, well, you make a lot of money, but they treat you like shit. He goes, yep, that was me. But yeah, I couldn't believe that.
That's cool.
Okay. So Land of Bad.
Land of Bad.
I knew I want to see it. I do.
It's a good, intense military flick.
So
Yeah.
Deadpool Wolverine is my number 4.
Okay.
So Jason, number 3.
Number 3, because if you know me at all, you knew this movie was going to be on here. The 4:30 movie.
Oh,
Come on. If Kevin puts out a movie, it's going to be on my list.
I literally stopped and said, "Was there a Kevin Smith movie this year?"
4:30 movie.
Yeah.
It's Kevin. He just knows how to write for me. He's writing just for me. Okay. I don't care what anybody else says. He's writing for me. And he just knows how to get to my heart while
James-
still making me smile and laugh.
James,
and,
it's true. I've actually seen one of the scripts. I think it was for Clerks 3. And on the side of the script, I saw Jason will love this. Just written.
Nice.
absolutely.
Probably meant Muse, but I think he meant Bayshard.
Absolutely. Kev liked a few of my tweets and he gave me a hug in Michigan last year. So,
Aw.
so
You got 2 hugs then,
yes.
because you got one in Toronto too.
Yep.
Look at this. He's a Kevin whore.
But 4:30 movie is, if you're a Kevin Smith fan, you will like this movie. It's semi-autobiographical of kind of from his younger days, and if you're a fan of the deep cuts of Kevin and on his early Smodcast stuff, his early podcasting and whatnot, you catch a lot of references from his childhood. Like there's a place called Ponder Rock and stuff, and he would talk into tape recorder stuff. The character does that. Like
That's cool.
it's all there, and it's his. As far as I know, they're still together. His possible future son-in-law playing him, essentially.
Oh, neat.
He's the lead in it. So
That's it. So Harley's boyfriend.
yes,
Yeah.
Austin Zager. Yeah,
Yep. Nice.
yeah.
All right, James. Let me see you beat that one.
Oh, well,
Not exactly a competition.
my number 3, the only movie I saw in the theater this year.
Oh.
And it was my number 1 for the better part, like probably up until November, I think. November or December. It was Civil War.
That was good.
I have not checked it out. I've heard good things, but I don't know. Like
It is so good, and especially the cameo by Jesse Plemons.
that's the only scene that I've seen. I've seen that clip. Are Americans? Yeah, but from which part?
What? No. What kind of American?
What kind of American?
That's it. Yep.
Oh, you mean this guy? Yeah. No, it is so good and so frighteningly possible.
Sorry, we're on Kevin real quick. Alfonso said, "Okay, I want to see that." I saw one of his live shows in Windsor a few years ago.
Oh yeah, 4:30 movie. Absolutely.
But Civil War, yeah, it is good. It seemed a little long to me. Like I felt like they drew out a couple sections.
Right.
And the end seemed rushed for some reason. It seemed like they were going and then said, "Okay, we got to end it." Okay, it's over. But I did
kind of. Yeah.
I love the imagery, and because it's like Red Dawn. When you see that for the first time, where it's fighting in the streets of a hometown kind of thing. It was very well done.
And you're wondering throughout the movie, like you're following these journalists, and just like you wonder because there's the main U.S. and then there's the Western Alliance and the Florida Coalition or something. You just wonder who they're kind of on the side of because they want to get to Washington to interview the president.
Well,
you find out by the end, so I won't say.
The journalists want to interview the president. Everybody else wants.
Yeah, that's true.
Alfonso said Civil War. I heard very good things on this one.
So
and I
good.
love how they did that because they actually had Texas and California in a coalition together.
Yeah, the Western forces.
If you're looking at today's political climate, that would never happen.
Hell no.
So I love how they did that. So they're not making a direct line
to
the U.S. politics today.
Right.
That was nicely done.
All right.
Okay. So my 4 is Late Night, or 3 is Late Night with the Devil. We already talked about that one. So Jason, number 2.
This is the movie that I just watched last week and almost instantly took my number 1 spot. But because I know I'm going to revisit this movie often because it was just so much friggin' fun. The Fall Guy.
That was.
Oh, I heard it. I missed it. I heard it was fun.
I'm kicking myself that I didn't go see it in the theater because that would have been amazing to watch in the theater. But holy cow, did I have fun watching that movie from start to finish. Even the credits. like all the behind the scenes footage in the credits, and then there is the mid credit scene that has the
Lee Majors.
yes,
And Heather Thomas.
and Heather Thomas.
Yep.
But goddamn, right, like Ryan Gosling, I enjoy him in anything I've watched, but I was, leery that, okay, was he going to be just the idiot again, like his Ken and whatnot? No, he's not. And then Aaron Taylor Johnson is the dickhead idiot.
Yeah.
And Anna Waddingham as the manager, and Emily Blunt is just adorable. Like,
see,
God,
I fought it for the longest time because everything I saw looked nothing like the TV show.
It's because it's not.
And it's not 100%. And even while I'm watching it, I'm going, this is not the show. Why did they call it Fall Guy? But then when I look at stuff like that, like when we did those episodes of franchise movies that should have been something else, right? I'm sitting there going, okay, it's a stuntman that's now investigating. It's like, dude, literally, if you did it and called it something else, they would say, why are you copying the Fall Guy?
Right.
So they had no choice.
I almost saw it as like a prequel. Like it
could be.
In the end, he could be becoming a bounty hunter, but no, he's not. We saw what he's doing, but the stunt work was stunning.
Oh yeah,
and like the movie is so meta without breaking the rules.
Yep.
It is so freaking good.
And like you said, it's fun to watch the stunts in the film.
Yeah.
Right. Because they're making a movie and doing stunts, but then in the behind the scenes stuff, you watch the cameras filming the stuff, and it's like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, and how they would show how they're filming like the big fight scene or something, and they kept slipping out of the actual film footage with all the effects and the behind the scenes footage with the cameras and everything. While you're watching the movie, some of the scenes are doing that. They're flipping in and out of the movie they're making. It was really, really cool.
It was.
And fun.
It's worth a watch, James. It really is.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was on my list. I didn't get around to it.
Yeah. That's another one I'm kicking myself. But yes, so much fun.
All right, then, James, what's your number 2? What's better than Fall Guy?
So now this one, in addition to the other one, I had heard that they were so bad, and I heard that. Well,
he's already said The Crow, so we're good.
They put out the theatrical versions and they put out the director's cuts. So,
Madam Web.
I figured. So I'd watch the director's cuts. So, my number 2 is Rebel Moon Chapter 2: Curse of Forgiveness.
That was good.
I thought it was awesome.
You look surprised.
Maybe I am a little. I expected like
I have not checked out the Rebel Moon movies, but I don't have Netflix, so
they are. I don't say this about a lot of movies, but they are a spectacle.
Yeah,
they're massive achievements.
It's Snyder. That's what he does.
It's neat because you have Star Wars, which is old things in space, and you have Serenity, which is a Western in space.
Mm-hmm.
This actually feels almost like Game of Thrones in space.
Okay. And I meant to watch the theatrical versions and then the director's cuts. And then by the time, and it's just like, you know what? I'm just going to watch the director's cuts because they have more in them.
There's director's cuts.
Yeah, that's specifically for my number 2 is Rebel Moon Chapter 2: Curse of Forgiveness. The theatrical or the original release was Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scar Giver. He changed the subtitles of them for the director's cuts.
Curse of
Forgiveness.
Curse of Forgiveness.
Okay, Snyder has some decent success by doing his own cut of Justice League, and now he's going to do it for all his movies.
That's what it looks like.
No, that's a money grab, dude. Fuck off. That's
working.
Nah.
It's working. That's all I can say. It's working. It's because I watched the theatrical ones, and I really enjoyed them. I don't think I'll revisit them because if I'm getting into space, I'm either going to watch Star Wars or Serenity.
Okay.
And
right.
I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan, but I can appreciate it in that setting, and it was really good.
And it's kind of hard to. Well, it's time consuming to revisit these because the director's cuts are both over 3 hours.
Oof.
Well,
the first one was 3 hours.
First one's about 3.5 hours. Second one's just under 3 hours.
Well,
That's not much more then, because literally the second one theatrical was 2 minutes or 2 hours and 10 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's if you're watching that much, 1 extra hour isn't a lot.
I don't have Netflix currently. I will be getting it probably near the end of the month so that we can watch Royal Rumble, because it's a tradition for us to watch Royal Rumble. But I'm not getting it right now. I don't care about WWE, so I'm not watching Raw on it or anything. And there's not enough else on Netflix to get my attention.
Dude, do you know how much old stuff they have on there for wrestling now?
Oh yeah, they've got the whole, like, a large portion of the library now. So
Cam is in heaven right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Good.
He's on a train right now, and he is watching Royal Rumble WrestleMania 30, 31. He downloaded a whole bunch of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Lot on there.
Cool.
Okay, my number 2. At first I didn't think I liked it, but I watched it again in the theater, and I really did like it.
So you saw it twice in the theater?
I saw it twice in the theater, and I've watched it twice since.
Okay.
Alien Romulus.
Okay. I still haven't pulled the trigger.
I liked it. I didn't think they broke a whole lot of new ground, but it was pretty tense.
The part that really bugged me is walking through the hall with the dude leading them and all the face huggers around. It's like, okay, I don't know how I feel about that, because they're going, oh no, they can, was it something based on heat?
Yeah.
And I'm going, what the when did this ever happen?
Yeah.
But then I'm sitting there literally thinking, there's not a lot that's ever talked about for these things. So who knows
what notes and study they didn't get enough into in the second movie. So
that's when I went back in the theater and watched it again, and it's like, okay, I can buy into this, because they haven't disproven it previously.
And it is set between Alien and Aliens, right? Like it's kind of fits in that time frame.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Because the Nostromo was blown up, but it's only 30 years, I think, since that happened, and she's in cryo sleep for 50 some years.
Okay.
Am I remembering?
Something like that. Yeah.
I thought it was 70 years. But
70. Yeah.
70.
No, yeah, it was more. Yeah, it was like 70 years.
Do you know what? We'll find out in April, because we have another actor from Aliens coming to CKX.
Oh.
So we'll have to ask him.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'll give you that much of a clue. Him.
All right.
Which means it's not Jeanette Goldstein and it's not Sigourney Weaver.
Okay.
Everybody else in the cast is a male.
All right.
Oh, wait, no. What's the
Newt.
other one? Oh, Newt, yeah. What was the other one?
The pilot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gorman.
No.
Actually, there's 2, because there's the pilot and there is another female crew member.
Yes, there is.
Oh.
Can't remember the name.
Frost? No, Frost is the black guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember.
Frapsicle. But anyways, not them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
But yeah, Alien Romulus, really liked it. It's a nice addition to that whole franchise. So there we go. Number 1. And this is interesting, because I don't remember list. Usually someone has spoiled their number 1, because it's, that's my number 1.
Right.
Nobody has.
Nobody has. Well, this should be no surprise, because this movie is one of the most original films I have ever seen in my life. What they managed to create with this film, it baffles me, and especially considering it's a relatively low budget, but it's fun as all hell, and there's nothing else like it. Hundreds of Beavers.
I already got it written. As soon as you started talking, it's like, oh, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, Hundreds of Beavers. Like, god damn, how do you make a live action Looney Tunes? They freaking pulled it off.
Yep. And that was one. I'm on the list. I'm going, I got to watch this, but Jason said, wait, and watch it with him. So I'm going to wait. So I did not get to watch it for this list, but
the invite's still there. Well, we're going to set it up. You got to come over and watch it.
But yeah,
it's on Prime now. So
a low budget movie,
but so damn good. And like, it's a musical. It's a silent film, essentially. With some music,
a musical silent film.
There is one song at the beginning. I can't remember if there's more later, but live action Looney Tunes. That's the best way to describe it, and it works. They found a way to do it.
Very, very cool. All right, James,
nice.
Your number 1 is Hundreds of Beavers.
No, that didn't. It didn't look interesting to me, so I didn't check it out. Although I could have sworn that Deadpool Wolverine was going to be your number 1.
Nope.
Was it on your list?
Yeah, it was like number 9, I think.
Oh, that's right, because that's why I said my number 4. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Wait, wasn't it on your list there, James?
If it was the list of most disappointing movies, sure, but no.
Here we go. My number 1 was The Wizard of Oz, The Dark Side of the Moon, when they pair the music of Pink Floyd in the movie. Extremely trippy with or without any help, LOL. I super enjoy it. Watched it at the Apollo Cinema here in Kitchener.
Oh, interesting.
I heard that they sync up, but I've never experienced it. They did it in a theater in Kitchener.
See, that's cool.
That is pretty neat.
Oh, and now he wants to watch Planet of the Beavers.
Highly recommend, and it is on Prime now. So
okay, sorry, James, interrupted you.
Anyway, okay, sorry. My number 1 is the director's cut of Rebel Moon Chapter 1, Chalice of Blood, originally titled, I think, Child of Fire for the original release, but this is the director's cut.
I didn't know there's director's cuts. That's pissing me off right now.
Well, now you'll get to see more instead of watching the originals after the director's cuts, and you see what was cut out.
Well, see, if I'd watched the director cuts, I probably wouldn't have gone backwards. It would have saved me 5 hours.
Anyway, I love the world building. I thought Sophia Boutella did a great job as
amazing
as the lead in this. Anthony Hopkins as the voice of Jimmy the robot,
and the narrator.
He's the narrator in the original releases. He doesn't narrate the director's cuts.
Oh, okay.
But once you watch the director's cuts, you'll love the original opening of part 1. It's important. I liked how they had both actors who played Dario Naharis from Game of Thrones in this movie. You got Ed Skrein and Michael Huisman.
That's weird. I didn't know Game of Thrones. Ed. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was Dario Naharis for like the remainder of, I think, season 2, and then Michael Huisman took over the role in, I think, season 3.
I don't think I realized they recast that role. I don't think I noticed.
It's a big difference if you go back and watch.
Well, that explains some clips that the YouTube algorithm was throwing at me, and I'm like, that dude doesn't look the same as what I remember. Now that explains it. I don't think I noticed it when it first happened.
But I mean, Jaimin Hansu's in here. Charlie Hunnam. Charlie Hunnam's only in part 1. Rafe. Oh no, it was just, those 2 movies were outstanding.
Poor Charlie. Yes.
I'll put them on my list when I have my 1 month of Netflix.
Gotta watch it. Are the directors on Netflix?
Yes. Okay. All four versions are on Netflix.
All right. I gotta go back and rewatch it. Damn it. All right. Well, my number 1 was almost a different movie. Just recently we went to see Nosferatu.
Okay.
And left the theater going, what the hell? You know?
Yeah, the reviews are pretty mixed, like, and whatnot. Tally said it was like it was good, but
yeah. So I went back and watched it again, and it is really good. Like, there was a lot of stuff you miss at the beginning. So when you get to the middle, it's like, well, what? So knowing it, I watched it, and it made a lot more sense. But even so, it's not something I would revisit a lot. But so that's why this one became my number 1, The Substance.
Phenomenal flick. It is a great flick. I know I probably won't.
Yeah. It's very disturbing, but super original.
Yes.
Right? And so topical, because Hollywood does exactly what goes on in this movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dennis Quaid is so slimy.
Oh, big time.
And Demi got her first award in her career last night at the Golden Globes for
ever.
Yeah, and her speech was nice. So,
and the fact that her at 59 decided to do full frontal, like almost full body nudity.
Yep.
You know, she even said, I was trepidatious, but when you read the script, it's needed. So then the person who played Sue, do you realize who that is?
Sue.
Sue is the
Margaret Qualley.
Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Annie McDowell's daughter.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Nice.
And Andy McDowell and Demi Moore starred in St. Elmo's Fire back in the day.
Yes. Okay.
So
It's like the niece playing the aunt kind of situation.
yeah, so it to me felt a little bit of comfort having her friend's daughter there with her, which helped her do those scenes.
Well, she was great. The movie just gets really, really weird at the end, right? Like that ending is weird.
Well, that's what I mean. I got to the first end, gonna terminate, okay. And then it goes, what? It's like, didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah.
I should have, though, because they show you so much up front. Single use, don't use it again. Yep. They stress it so much. You got to know it's coming up.
Yes.
But I didn't.
But yeah, it's phenomenal. It is a great film. It is. And again, you talk about original.
Yeah.
It is very original. I know I probably won't go back to it.
I know I want to. I don't know how much, but I want to.
And, like you mentioned, at Demi's age, she looks fantastic.
Oh, absolutely.
And she's on a new show. She's on Landman.
Oh,
how awesome is that show?
It's a good show. Well, okay, it's not as strong as like Yellowstone and whatnot, but it is really, really good. Not liking the stuff with the son and the widowed wife. Not liking that part of the story, but Demi she's in it, but not enough at this point. But she's good. What little bit we see her, she is really good, more subdued. But yeah, she's at least she's working steady, So
that's good.
Taylor Sheridan knows what he's doing.
Yeah, after Yellowstone ending, I don't know what I want to see yet.
Tulsa King's great.
I've heard that too. Alfonso says, yes, the Apollo Cinema is the local indie theater. And a shout out, I watched their Fleischer cartoons. Oh, Wicked, Superman. And it was nice. Fleischer did all those original Superman cartoons.
Well, I recognize the name.
Yes.
The Highland Cinema in London did something. They were doing Saturday morning cartoons. Like you could go there on a Saturday from like 10 to 1 or something, and you paid to get in, and you could get a bowl of cereal.
Oh, wicked.
And everything. You get to sit and watch cartoons while you eat cereal.
That's cool. And then Alfonso said, Substance is on my list. Watch it.
Yes, do recommend it. It is a great flick.
Excellent. So, of course, you know what that means for next week.
Anticipated.
Top 10 films of 2025 that we want to see.
You know what's funny about that? When I look back at my anticipated movies for 2024, my number one, I believe, was Ghostbusters. I still haven't watched it.
Oh, wow.
Anticipation right there.
Exactly. So for movies that are coming out this year, I don't even know what is coming out this year for me to be excited about.
Wow.
I can tell you the number one movie that will not be on my list.
What's that?
Superman.
What? Why not? It's got crypto.
No, honestly, I watched that trailer and I'm like, this is how these guys reacted to the Crow trailer. This movie looks so bad.
Dude, it's got crypto.
And that part of why it looks so bad.
Crypto's big right now.
I have faith in Gunn.
Crypto's
in James Gunn we trust.
Crypto's the biggest thing.
I want to, but like a super dog looks dumb. Nathan Fillion looks awful.
Nathan Fillion looks like Guy Gardner. They just need to fix the hair a little bit, but
he's the hillbilly Guy Gardner.
But
party in the front, or no, business in the front, party in the back. It's longer.
If you've seen Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog, that'll give you a vibe of what Guy Gardner is. He's a dick.
Maybe it's the hair.
The hair's right out of the comics, outside of it not being short enough.
I never read the comics.
I didn't either, but I knew Guy Gardner's look.
I think it's issue 3 or 4 of Justice League International. It's got the best stuff because Beetle and Booster are a team. Booster Gold and Blue Beetle.
I've heard of them, yeah.
Right? But they're on this team, and they're constantly getting harassed by Guy and a whole bit, right? Guy and Batman are always going toe-to-toe. Finally, Guy said something, and Batman just knocked him out with one punch. And so for like 7 panels, like a page and a half, all you hear is the people are talking, but in the background, Beetle and Booster are still laughing, going, one punch. Like they're just, oh, yeah. That early, like I'd say the first 24 issues are like the best of that run.
Well, I love Nathan Fillion. I have faith in James Gunn. So like, okay, the only thing I'm anticipating for this year is the new season of Reacher, which comes out soon, the new season of Invincible, which comes out soon, and the second season of Peacemaker, which hits in August.
So your list is going to be short then.
So I'll look at what's coming out, and maybe I'll look at trailers and stuff, and I'll work it out.
Okay.
I'll work it out.
Sadly, those are all TV shows.
I know, but those are the only things I'm really looking forward to this year that I know of. Although I'm not excited for Superman. I like what the trailer gave me. I trust James Gunn. So,
all right, and yeah, here's the cover for Justice League International 1. That's how do I make that bigger? There we go.
Yeah,
See,
look at that.
There's
Look at that.
guy. But honestly, here, let's zoom in just a bit more, shall we? Oh, it's not going to make it bigger.
Nope.
Because it looks kind of long on this. Oh no, I guess there's the ear.
Now, Chris was adamant that it's supposed to be buzz cut with a bowl cut with a buzzed underneath.
And sadly, he is the guy I can't dispute because dude runs a freaking comic store. So yeah,
Yep.
It's like questioning the Pope on the Bible. It's just not going to happen.
Chris's guess is it's going to be like this is Superman trying to rein in these new heroes that are pushing too far. You know, they're going a step too far and stuff. So it's Superman, almost like Superman versus the Elite, where he doesn't cross that line, but the Elite, this new team comes in and they do, and might be something similar to that. That's Chris's suspicion.
Well, we'll find out very soon.
July,
most of
I
us,
believe. July.
James will not. That's right.
I'm wondering who kicked Superman's ass in the opening of the trailer.
Right.
Good question.
Doc Stevel says, "Happy New Year."
Happy New Year, Steve.
Happy New Year.
Justice League International. I tried to watch Reacher, but it turned out to be not family friendly.
No, Reacher is not.
Nope.
But it's a great show.
Don't let him kid you. He watched it because he thought it said reach around, but it didn't. So, yeah, that's a whole different thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, for another week at the Movie Madhouse, I am Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
And we'll see you all later.
Bye.
Shut up!